Hey everybody, how you doing? So on Twitter, my friend, I say it that way because I haven't actually met him in person, Benno Nagel put out this idea that I patently disagree with. He's basically upset that Oakland workers still haven't returned to work, even though now it's been weeks since the interim mayor called for everybody to come back to work after remote work. And I tried to tell everyone who wouldn't listen and those who would, hey, look, it's not going to make any difference because it works for people to stay at home and do the work because the technology allows it, because we spent now several years, having people stay away from the office because of the pandemic. We fashioned technology around it. The platforms work really well. They can look out for their kids. They can pay their bills. They can do whatever they want to do. A lot of the work doesn't call for them to be in the office. Some of you all have this idea that, oh, look, they have to be there because, well, it's the 20th century and they need to be there to deal with customers face to face, right up to front, right at the window. And my point is, actually, this is the 21st century and they don't need to do that in a number of occupations. And where that's not the case, Oakland needs to find or develop technology that allows people to stay at home and do the work and still work with a customer. That's called modernization, right? Whatever happened to that? So Benno is like, fire everybody, get rid of them. Oh, that's a really not a smart idea, dude, because as much as you say and others say that Oakland isn't productive, doesn't take care of the needs of its residents, yada, 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 you actually think that situation is going to get better if you fire the people that you're mad at because they're, well, remote working? All right? We have to stop running the city on emotion. The problem with the system we have set up is from strong mayor all the way on down, everything's about emotion. Everyone says, well, the mayor says, I can't get things that I want done. Well, actually, you can. Elihu knew he needed 5 votes to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. And yeah, he wanted more power. I would have loved to have seen him have more power. I worked for him, but he didn't have it. And in retrospect, when the city changed from strong mayor, from council manager government to strong mayor, not weak mayor, but when the city changed, it put Jerry in charge of Robert Bob, who was the city administrator, who wanted the A's to have a downtown ballpark in Oakland. Guess who didn't want that? Jerry Brown. So Jerry fired him. If we had maintained our council manager form of government, Jerry Brown would not have been able to fire Robert Bob. He would have needed 5 votes. He wouldn't have got them because there are too many council members that wanted the athletics downtown. All right? But Jerry's emotions were allowed to take over, and the petty politics that comes with that. And hey, guess what? All of a sudden, the A's have no promise of a ballpark. Robert Bob is off to Washington, and what did he do in Washington? He brought the Washington Nationals ball team to Washington, which were the Montreal Expos. All right? Which means spiritually, that was his spirit animal thing to do. He just wasn't allowed to do it for Oakland, which is stupid. How many episodes in Oakland's history do we need to look at where we've done stupid things because they're politically driven? Do you need to have happen to see that what we're doing right now, again, is stupid? All right? If people want to work remotely, let them work remotely. Stop trying to force something on them that they obviously don't want, okay? They don't want it. I mean, they don't want to do that. What they want to do, pure and simple, is they want to be able to have enough freedom to work at home. They want to go on their Zoom when it's necessary. And to do what? to simply, well, hey, have the necessary meetings. They want some life for themselves. They want to be able to enjoy, well, living, right? I mean, what's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing, okay? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. And you should want that for them. You should want that for them. Yeah, that's my cane, because I need a new hip. At any rate, you should want that for them. We have to stop the heavily politicized effort we make for everything. It doesn't matter if it's Howard Terminal or now the Port of Oakland is trying to figure out what to build at the same site, and the city isn't guiding them. The port seems to be on its own. Why can't the city of Oakland be the developer? Why do we always have to look for a developer? Why can't we do what we did? We wanted the Fox rebuilt. The city became the developer, and Phil Tagami was the developer consultant. All right? We got it done faster. Prevailing wage, minority hiring, black contractors, everything went right with the construction of the Fox Theater. Everything. We have a model there. And when was that done? Hey, guess what, folks? That was actually done in the 21st century. Yeah. So we can do this. We can do this. It's a bad idea what you're putting out there, man. I cannot tell you, I can't begin to tell you the degree to which I disagree with your take. All right, this is what he said. This is what he said right here. This is what he wrote. We are literally years beyond the pandemic, and yet still, Oakland city workers refuse to return to the office. In a moment when Oakland residents are facing the greatest drop in public service and safety, likely in a lifetime, I doubt that, Oakland city employees continue to put themselves above the common good. Every single one of them should be fired, and the fact that neither Lauren Taylor or Barbara Lee have not condemned this move speaks to the lack of leadership our town has in front of it right now. Oakland out of the office. Oakland city employees were expected to make their return to in-office work today, according to Oakland's public information officer. A memo sent by Oakland City Administrator Justin Johnson to city employees last week says otherwise. The administration is still working with labor about proposed changes to telecommuting rules, Johnson wrote. The effective date for in-office work is now June 2nd. Earlier this year, and just days after Oakland mayoral candidate Lauren Taylor called on city workers to return to City Hall, Johnson announced a plan for employees to work at least 4 days a week at City Hall. Okay. So, and then this person says Oakland government has become an organized crime whose purpose is to milk taxpayers dry. There are some well-intentioned staff who do take serving the public seriously, but not enough. We need to restructure the city's scope to focus purely on safety and infrastructure. Economic development, too. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. A lot of these folks have no idea what government is supposed to be doing. Again, they call for government to do something, and they don't realize that it's because of the way government is designed that they're not doing it right to begin with. And then Benno chimes in with, every single one of them should be terminated, the entire workforce should be rebuilt. Benno, this is stupid, man. Come on. Abject failure to serve at a moment when service is needed the most. Benno, let me tell you something. These folks they're not machines, they're not automatons, okay? They're human beings with kids, lives to lead. This is called working conditions. You're saying that you want to be a bad manager, you want to threaten their working conditions because you're upset that they're not coming into the office. You're not thinking of platforms and technologies to use that to make their lives better. You're not even thinking about their lives. It's all about you. And you're saying they're selfish, right? And you're being selfish and not even thinking about them. Now, I don't care if you're saying, well, I'm the resident, I have that right. You don't. You don't have the right to abuse people. It's wrong. The way we solve problems today is inferior to how we did it in the 21st century. We too much freedom of drugs, too much internet, too much phones, too many distractions that basically have conspired to destroy your brain cells on top of the other ways you destroy your brain cells, okay? No. We need to discipline our minds and focus on developing technologies to make the lives of the people that help us better. That's what we need to do. And Oakland could become a very rich city if it developed its own software out of, well, necessity, right? Remote work software that, hey, actually makes it feel like the worker is right there at work. Why not? Enough whining. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark ZennyReport.com. See ya.